Hello everybody, how's it going today? It's now Monday the 22nd, it's a March, and I've been gone for a while, but man, it was for a good reason, right? Less than 2 minutes about what the fuck's been going on about me, right? In the past 10 days, this is what's happened. I broke with my girlfriend by choice because she decided to fuck up in rehab when I sent her there and I paid for everything, but we'll leave it at that. And then I sprained my ankle really badly that I have to walk on crutches right now still. I got T-boned by a car, and it was not my fault in any way. And then I thought that things could not get worse. And then the person who ended up adopting my dad when he was in Laos, when we were in the refugee camps, ended up passing away, and I call it grandma, right? So you can technically say my grandma died, not by blood, but it means a lot more than that, right? So I've been going through. It didn't really hit me until about 2 days ago, right? And like the shock from everything finally started to hit me, and yeah, it was hard, put it that way, right? But it's all good, man. I'm still here, and I committed to being here on Monday with you guys, and I'm gonna keep working, right? Work is the one thing that makes everything so much better for me. I've got some really solid friends who are helping me around the house with errands and everything, and yeah, just taking a little bit of time off that's necessary. And I'm telling you right now that anybody that has a problem with me taking some time off, what I would recommend doing is go to LaunchPass and just like open a dispute or something, and I'll be more than happy to give you guys an extra 30 days for free. Okay, I'm saying that right now. Just like how I refunded every single person on YouTube, I refunded $9,000 on YouTube because I felt really bad about everything, right? About the transition. So if you guys have an issue, just dispute it, right? And I'll be more than happy to give you guys 35 days, or sorry, 30 days or one full month for free. It's just how I am. I'm not here to do it for the money, right? If I was, it would have been for a lot more, put it that way. So now I am looking at Bitcoin, okay, guys? And I told you 2 minutes of personal. That's it. Let's jump right into it, all right? Let me just turn up the monitor here. It's a little bit too dark for my liking. Okay, here we go, guys. I'm in a really good mood today, despite being a little bit in shock, going through a depression a little bit. I am in a fucking amazing mood. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the daily. I've actually planned this technical analysis already for you guys. Actually, sorry, the 2 day, okay? The 2 day is really fucking scary because I'm going to refrain from swearing. Sorry about that. 1, 2. We're talking about the high side with the triple histogram peak. So what this means usually is this, okay? What it means is that usually the first crossover, nothing like, that's like the first wave. This is this is now begins the third wave up, okay? This is how it goes. That is where usually the first wave will end. Something like that, right? Or a wave rather. This is most likely the first wave where it ended, like down over there somewhere, or even way lower. But usually when we look at MACD, we say that this is some wave that ended, right? Like that one right there, which starts to signal a lagging delay for the histogram, or sorry, for the MACD crossover. And then over here, we start to see a leveling off and then an increase in the histogram, which finishes like, so from here to here would usually be a wave, a second wave corrected, right? And then from here to here, we'll usually see a third wave going up. And then once it reaches a peak, okay, once it reaches a peak over here, right there, that's like a third wave that's finishing up, or a wave. And then we get a corrected pattern coming to the down that like makes a fourth wave like that, right? And then we see it go to the upside once it levels off and the histogram goes up, okay? And then the third wave, for example, like we see all these crossovers. There's the first wave finishing up, okay? The first wave finishing up, and the second wave starts there, right? And the third wave begins there, which notifies us of the second crossover, right? And then the third wave reaches a peak, right? Crosses over, and then it comes down like that. So then altogether, you're getting 1, 2, 3, 4 crossovers, and this one goes up and up and up and up and up. It starts the fifth, and then the fifth one here crosses over, and that's the dangerous one, because then it now makes 3 histogram peaks. If that was kind of fast, review it, and it will make a lot more sense. So you get the 3 histogram peaks, right? And then the third wave, or sorry, the 3 day is the scariest. So let's just say we zoomed out really far. Okay. Have you noticed that the gap between, for example, here, this one to that one, is fairly similar from that one to that one, that one to that one, but this gap is gigantic, right? It's a really big drop to the downside, which signals some sort of parabolic move that's incoming. Okay, a parabolic move is explained by when you have a rise that is starting to be greater than the run. Okay, so a rise over run would be, for example, here is a run of 1 to 1. 1 square to the right, 1 square up. And then you get 1 square to the right, but now 2 squares up. Oops. And then the next one would be 1 square to the right, but 2 squares up. And the next one would be 1 square to the right, and then 3 squares up. And then let's just say the next one again. We'll say 1 square up, and then 4 squares up. Okay. Actually, I'm not doing that right. I'm sorry. I'm being super weird right now about it. Let's try that again. 1 square to the right and 1 up. And this one would be 1 square to the right and then 2 up. And the next one would be 1 square to the right and then 3 up. And then 1 square to the right and then 4 up. So what this ends up doing is it ends up creating, always use a ray. A ray is really nice where you can just go boop. Well, actually not a ray. It'll be an extended ray. An extended line. So we go like that. So notice the slope is nice there, it's steady. But then this one goes 1 to the right and then 2 up. So the slope becomes crazier, right? And then this one here, the slope goes from there to there. Because now you got 3 up. We're on a different time frame now, so it's different, right? So you go 3 up. And then this one gets an even higher slope. So then overall, what ends up happening is if you draw like a line, it ends up getting higher and higher and higher and higher and higher and higher. And those are what you call parabolic moves to the upside. And to the downside, it's actually no different at all. And on the 3-day right here, we're seeing a histogram just getting a massive drop to the downside on this last particular one. These are very subtle details to catch when it comes to technical analysis, but once you do it long enough, your eye is trained to see it. This is just set up for a fucking doomsday drop. I think that right now we're in a period of accumulation to end up shorting, and that's very scary. Let's do this. Let's look at the BTC USD long versus short table, okay? So on the longs for Bitfinex, it's actually pretty steady right now. It's nothing crazy. It's on the 4-day. Got up a little bit here, 29,000. It's not really a good indication actually. BTC, it's not really good anymore. Bitfinex, to take a look at it. Yeah, it's like nothing at all. 1,400. Bitfinex fell off of the charts, guys. It's not a reliable server anymore to be looking at, in my opinion. I would get the fuck off of Bitfinex if you guys are on it, to be quite honest, okay? Okay, so now let's draw this right here. That region versus that region. What you guys are seeing right now is a possible channel that's incoming, right? So we're going to see how this ends up forming. Very important to pay attention to this particular channel, okay? I don't know exactly if it's going to end up holding, but something to definitely make note of. See what I mean? We can draw it many different ways, maybe probably to our liking even, right? But either way, this must be respected. It must be acknowledged. We must say that this channel is absolutely here. And the best way to probably draw it is through a parallel channel. Something like that. So I'm actually pretty shy to get on camera today, but I wanted to let you guys know that I'm not gonna disappear. I'm not gonna disappear just because I'm going through shit in life, man. You know, everybody goes through shit in life. It's just a sad fact. we probably go through more bad than we go through good. But it's just a matter of how we choose to deal with everything. And everybody needs some time off. And my friends would probably agree that I'm one of the most reliable people that they've ever met, and probably one of the first people that they would ever call whenever there's an issue. And I do feel really bad for taking some time off, but at the same time, I can't help it, man. That's why I'm offering you guys that 30-day free trial as well, right? Yeah. So just know that I have your best interests as well, and I'm trying my ass off. Probably going through a little bit of a depression right now, but I know how to manage this very, very well. I'm definitely on the low side of the spectrum right now in terms of energy, but I'm still here, man. So on the daily, we're getting this massively ugly, chunk that's bearishly diverging. And now there's going to be some reaction here, in my opinion, when we get to this particular RSI. See that? It's getting sandwiched into this particular region. I do not think that's going to hold until we get to this trend line. And then we'll go from there, okay, everybody? And then we'll see what happens at this trend line. I mean, right now it's about $45,000, $44,500. Then we go from there to see if we end up holding hard or not. If I do an Elliot wave count, it goes something like this. Let's do an EWT analysis and catch everybody up, okay? So EWT goes something like this. And I don't like to be on log. Some people do, some people don't. I don't. So my EWT analysis goes something like this. Goes 1, 2, right? We all agree on that, August and then September, right? It's just something like that. And to me, this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 4 coming down, right? It's almost irrefutable. I don't think anybody would count this differently. This is the main count. This is the count, right? Now the 4 goes up like that, retraces a very bullish amount there. So I'm thinking maybe there's a fucking chance for an ending fifth wave, a fifth wave extension. You never know. That fifth wave extension, you never know. Like, look at here, for example, okay? This is how bears work and bulls. This is how big players play, right? You look like you're about to drop down. At the very last histogram peak, it looks like it's about to drop down, but it doesn't. As the momentum comes down here, you see the bulls recovering hard. So don't get me wrong even though I'm bearish right now, there's still a possibility that we could end up getting a huge drop to the down, or sort of a rally to the upside. As soon as we get close to this middle line, always, that's where the bulls tend to react. And that's where a lot of people can get trapped to the downside, right? Bears could easily get trapped, so you never know. That's why it's very important to exercise caution right now, in my opinion. So we zoom out right now, and we say to ourselves that this is most likely, in here so far, a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and I think there's a 5. There's got to be a 5. This doesn't look like it's good enough yet. In fact, the 4 could be down here, right? As long as the 4 ends up being well above this range. Okay? Well, you guys are welcome to add me to Facebook anytime, by the way. I love to post personal shit. Just, I don't know if anybody's ever interested in more personal stuff. You're welcome to add me there. Just Silicon Total Crypto. And also Instagram too. This is my Instagram. I post a lot of photos about food, about just kind of my lifestyle. It's usually just food, right? And just going out with some friends and personal stuff. Yeah, you guys get to see a little bit of a different side of me as well. And I just got my patio kind of started. It's a very, very beautiful patio. So it's always nice to see just more of a personal side of me. If you guys are curious, welcome to add me. Anyways, so I think that, okay, so Elliot wave says that the fourth wave retracement is usually only going to intersect wave 1 by a small wick because of in a highly leveraged market, which we're in, right? So we see that wave 1 right here barely retraced, actually a pretty decent amount. Wave 1 ended up retracing about 0.618. So we would expect wave 4 to retrace less by the rule of alternation, right? But if it does retrace 618 as well, great. But if it retraces more than this green line right here, all bets completely off the table, okay? I'm being so direct about it that if we get lower than, for example, $5,000, like 5,000 consistently, and we fall below, actually, I would say more like the golden ratio. If we fall below around $5,200 for a long period of time, we're done. This bull run is completely done, and it's going to reinforce it even more. I think that this bull run is pretty much done already, and we might get one tiny wave, which will probably end up double topping. Because right now, we've never seen this type of crappy momentum or crappy consolidation ever before. And to me, this is marking the very much so the end of this rally. The 4 days is looking so bad. 1 peak, 2 peak, 3 peak. It's just so extended above this, above the x-axis right here, right? This is the zero line, the x-axis. Think of anything like an EMA where if it extends too far away from it, it's gonna want to snap back to reality, right? And I do think right now that this wave may have even failed, the final fifth wave, and that we're done entirely. So I wouldn't be surprised at all, because I did say, if you guys take a look on the bigger picture right here, that we were kind of like, so this is, I thought we were going to do something like that, where we were going to get a consolidation and then get a fifth wave breakout. But this just looks like it's tanking to the downside right now. That's a big drop already, in my opinion. This is a drop of how much? 4%, wow, 5% today already. Ooh, that's a nasty freaking drop. I don't think I'll be trading today, but I'm definitely going to be doing a technical analysis for you guys like this all day, right? I mean, we could even do something like that if you want to draw it properly and get all the points that are actually touching it, right? Like this might be a little bit better to draw it. See? Point touched, point touched, point touched, point touched. So now this is very reasonable actually. So if it bounces here, phenomenal, right? We'll probably end up getting a rally of about $3,000 if this ends up correcting here properly, because then that's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a A, B, C, D, and E, one touch, and then we start a fifth and final wave to the upside that will most likely double top, or it'll hit 70,000. That's my opinion. Oh man, I got my mindset back already. Like just doing technical analysis has got me so riled up right now that I'm in a really good mood. And I know for a fact that tomorrow I'm going to trade like fucking crazy. And you guys know me when I trade. Like I pull in, there's no joke, right? You guys see me pulling anywhere between like $3,000 to $7,000 in a day just from trading. So let's get this crypto money tomorrow. That's where I stand. I'm hoping for it to hold right here. If not, at least above $54,000. I'm very bearish overall because of how I showed you the 2-day, the 3-day, and the 4-day was looking overall, right? We have the Elliot wave count in as well. We know that based on RSI, everything is kind of getting lower and lower. It's nasty. Lower highs, all consolidating. Like this broke already. Like this freaking, no, not quite yet. I guess not quite yet. It broke. But, you know, everything is wanting to break some sort of momentum that we've had for a long period of time. I mean, you could have even called this a break right here. Like, if that was a break already, that's really scary. Fuck. So I think that we're quite bearish. If we don't hold above 54,000, that's scary. And then we drop down to the $52,000 range, and then that's even scarier, okay? So anyways, we're going to talk very soon. I wanted to keep this under $20. Tried to keep it as professional as I possibly could have without segueing or going off on a tangent about personal things. And I'll see you folks very soon for a general overview of the market and what the top picks are for the week for swinging. Anyways, we'll talk soon. Bye now.